one on YouTube. AJ over there looking skinnier than me. Dang, 237, down 10 pounds. Andrew Ruiz, 283, up 15 pounds. This just fucked my predictions up. This is why I don't like doing pre-weigh-in predictions, because let me put it like this, and I've said this before. Anthony Joshua is an Abram tank. If you want to make a tank stronger, you add armor to it. You add mass to it so it can absorb more damage and hit you with that cannon. What did AJ do? He went with what all the YouTube experts and non-fighting analysts say he should lose weight. So now you got AJ at 237. What did Ruiz do? He was smart. Ruiz has already won the mental battle. And what do I mean by that? See, Rob McCracken and Team AJ heard, just like I did and everybody else, all of y'all heard, Ruiz was going to lose weight. That's what Ruiz said. He's trying to lose weight. He's going to be built like AJ coming into the next fight. But what did he actually do? He went up in weight because he knew AJ was going to get lighter. And Ruiz knows he's very good at cutting off the ring. That's what he did against AJ in the first one. That's how he stayed on top of him, because he knows how to walk and he's skilled enough to parry with his hands and move his head to cut it off and get on top of AJ. Now, people assume just because you look muscular, you're strong. That's not always the case. You don't know how people work out. People could work out for strength, or people could work out for just physique. From what I saw in AJ's first fight, and you have to take this with a grain of salt as I say it, because he was a little stunned and buzzed, Ruiz looked to be the stronger man. Because when they came into the clinch, Ruiz was moving AJ around. Now that AJ is 10 pounds lighter, and here's the thing, AJ did not lose water weight or fat weight because he was already extremely lean. You can tell visually that his shoulders, his chest, his arms, his tries, you can see him kind of flexing, see the back head of the tricep, his traps, everything on him looks smaller, which means he lost muscle, which correlates to power. Now, is AJ going to be faster? That remains to be seen. My argument was, what power he loses is not going to be greater than the speed he gains. So in other words, he might be a little bit faster, but he's significantly weaker. And people who say losing muscle, losing weight doesn't mean you lose strength, don't know what the fuck they're talking about. I done put up videos that have been flagged, and I still got some around where I was bench pressing 455. I believe I did 415 on here, and then right after I did 415, I went rated to 225 and repped that thing out. I want to say 24, 25 times, and that's not including all the stuff that went up to the 415. Before I had my injuries I keep getting injury after injury after injury. Before I had any injuries, I would go to the gym, literally only be 4 pounds lighter. I would be 206 instead of 210, and I would know I'm going to have a bad day for strength. Just 4 pounds going into the gym, I could see the difference in my strength. Now, does power in lifting make you punch stronger? Yes and no. No, it doesn't if you don't know how to throw a punch. But if you know how to throw a punch and you're not so bulky you can't move, then yes, it will increase your power. Case in point, Deontay Wilder, when he hit Brazil at his heaviest. Ortiz, he was 219 for Ortiz, bigger than what he normally is at 214. Yes, I know that kind of sounds different. Well, it's only 6 pounds versus the 10 pounds. It's always better to gain muscle than to lose it. But you see the difference with Deontay Wilder starting to creep up in weight. With AJ, he's doing the opposite. He wanted to cut off on the muscles because supposedly it's going to give him better endurance, which is only 10 pounds. It's going to give him better endurance, and it's going to make him move faster. And like I said, I call bullshit. The speed that he gains is not going to be enough because he was never fast. You could watch him in the Olympics. So you can't be faster than you were born. For him, if I was his coach, he would have came in a minimum 260, 265 for this fight because he's going to get bodied. Andy Ruiz, his team is so fucking smart. They knew AJ was going to come lighter. So what did they do to counteract the guy that's going to be running for the majority of the fight? And what did they do? They made Ruiz bigger. So when he's cutting off the ring, he can absorb AJ's best shots. Think about this. AJ at 247 hit Ruiz with his hardest shot. His best shot put Ruiz down. Ruiz got up at 268. Now it's 15 pounds heavier at 283. So he's going to be able to absorb more damage. AJ is lighter. He's not going to be able to hit as hard. He may be faster. He might not. That's yet to be seen. But he's not going to hit as hard. So if he couldn't knock out Ruiz at a stronger weight, what is he going to do at a lighter weight and he's weaker when the guy's coming in bigger and stronger? See, people get so caught up on aesthetics, and I say this every time in all my videos. Your power lifters, your strong men of bodybuilding look like fat guys. They look like that fat guy at the bar, but that dude right there will break you in half if he grabs you. They don't look like AJs. Power lifters are your strongest people and they look fat. Andy Ruiz, just because he looks fat doesn't mean he doesn't have a tremendous amount of muscle. He has a lot of muscle underneath that fat. People just see the coating and think he's all blubber, and he's not. He's been fighting since he was 6 years old. He's got muscles built underneath that blubber he's amassed. And fat can be good in boxing too, because fat actually absorbs damage. So a big round dude who's more massive can absorb more damage to that fat area than a guy who's built like stone. It's crazy, but it's true. So not only that, but again, fat is stored energy. So him gaining the weight, and I don't even know that it's fat that he gained. He might have gained some tremendous amount of muscle underneath that fat. He might have. I don't know what type of weight he gained, but I know he bodied AJ in the first one, and AJ just made that weight disparity horrible. And I think personally, he made a fatal error by losing this much weight. We're going to find out though, because if AJ comes in here, outboxes him, because I already know he's going to run from him. That with him coming this small, the game plan is the jab, jab, move. Jab, jab, move, jab, jab, move, jab, jab, grab. Kind of like what I said, except I wanted him to come in as a bruiser. He's not coming in as a bruiser in this one. He's coming in as a runner. When Ruiz corners AJ, and he's going to corner him in this fight, Ruiz is too seasoned. He's too experienced. I was one of very few that said I thought AJ was going to lose after I saw AJ on the pad work. Go back and check my videos. I didn't think AJ took it serious, and I think Andy Ruiz did, and Andy Ruiz showed it. AJ showed it by being tired on pad works before in the open sparring, and then tired, looking like he's getting exhausted later in the fight. With that being said, I'm telling y'all, I do not want AJ to lose. I think AJ put his heart and soul and everything he had into this training camp. It shows by the weight that he lost. He's 10 pounds lighter. It shows that I truly believe he's really going at this to win it. He is doing everything he can. He saw people said muscle saps energy. Muscle doesn't make you a better fighter. Muscle doesn't make you stronger. Muscle doesn't do this. Muscle doesn't do that. So he dropped weight. He's lean. You heard him talk about you can't be 50% in the gym, 50% here. In other words, it sounds like he gave up the weights to be a 100% boxer. That's cool if you're a fighter like Muhammad Ali, if you're a fighter like Floyd Mayweather. But if your whole style is to be that brick shit powerhouse tank that comes through you, you just fucked your own fucking style. Andy Ruiz, on the other hand, as I said, smart. bigger. We know he can cut off the ring on AJ because he did in the first one. He's going to be hitting a hell of a lot harder. And here's the funny thing. This is what I keep saying too. You can't teach speed. Ruiz on them pads looked every bit as fast as he did at 268. Every bit as fast. So Ruiz is that rare specimen, that anomaly, that 1 in a billion that comes along because he's this, I don't want to say fat, but he's this massive and he can move his hands as fast as he can. Feet, not as fast. Talked about in my last prediction, but his hands are like Lomachenko, scratch that. They're like Gary Russell Jr. hands. Lightning. And for a man to be that big, to move his hands that fast, there's danger. I want to see AJ win because I can tell how much work AJ put into this. I can see it. I know he wants it. And he's completely transformed his body to get it. Personally, I think he made a fatal error by going this route. And I was not on the bandwagon of firing Rob McCracken, but if he takes the loss that I now think he's going to take, he needs to get rid of Rob McCracken. He needs to either go back to Tony Sims or he needs to go somebody else that understands how a George Foreman style fighter should be fighting, who understands the tank dynamics, because obviously they don't understand AJ's style and they're trying to make him fight different than what he is. And whenever you go against muscle memory, you're always fighting yourself and the opponent. So now you're having to fight two people at once to try to win one fight. It's very hard to do. Ruiz, again, to rehash, very smart. How do I see this fight going? I see AJ doing good sticking and moving for the first couple of rounds. I see Ruiz honing in, getting better at cutting off the ring. I see around the 5th round, by then Ruiz has really got AJ's movements down. And I just don't see AJ running. I don't see him running for 12 rounds. I just do not see him running for 12 rounds. I do not see it. I cannot see it. I cannot see him running for 12 rounds. And because of that, and because he's so light, and Ruiz came so big, and he didn't look like he lost any speed at all on the mitts, I'm changing my prediction to a possible knockout by Andy Ruiz. I hope I'm wrong, because I really like AJ by how humble he is. I like him, how he's a good champion. He's good. He's not two-faced. He says what he means. He looks you in the eye, says exactly how he feels. There's no back talking. Ruiz, like I said, has done some snakish stuff. I don't like him personally, but I always say I'm unbiased, and I have to go by what my heart is telling me. And my heart is telling me Andy Ruiz is going to probably knock AJ out. It's probably going to knock him out. And if I'm wrong, I'll admit I was wrong about maybe he was too bulky. I just don't see it. The only saving grace AJ has in this case is if Ruiz got too big for his body. But from what I saw in the open sparring, I don't think he did. I think Ruiz, truth be told, is one of them guys who can get up to about 290, 295 before you're going to start seeing him start slowing down and be too big for his body. I still think he's in that zone of where he wants to be, especially if he's starting to put on muscle underneath that fat. I mean, if Andy Ruiz shed the fat and was like 265, 270, shredded, that's a scary fighter because of how quickly he moves. So again, I know I'm rambling because I'm thinking about it. I'm telling y'all, man, my soul, my bone, my muscle fibers and bone marrow is with AJ in this. I want AJ to win. I don't want to see the PBC hold the heavyweight division hostage. I don't want to see Wilder versus Ruiz, and whoever wins, they just don't ever fight anybody again. Although I feel like if Ruiz wins, we're less likely to see that. I think Ruiz is more at risk of losing to Deontay Wilder, and I'll explain that if they do fight and Ruiz does win. But again, I cannot see AJ running for this whole fight. I think AJ lost too much. I think he went the opposite direction he should have went. And when he loses, I want y'all to mark what I've been saying from the beginning. Y'all remember my little channel. Unlike all them other fake We've Been in the Ring channels, unlike all them other people who are just begging and pleading for him to lose weight, lose weight, lose weight, lose weight, lose weight. Y'all remember who said that? Because if AJ loses, those are the people that cause what's about to happen, what I believe is going to happen. Those are the channels that got into his head, that made him rethink who he was as a fighter. And if you're rethinking who you are, I've got to come back to it. That's mental weakness. You should never question who you are. You should never question the way you fight. You should improve on that and build off of it and understand who you are. But when you start trying to be something that you're not, because he's not an Ali type fighter, he's not defensively sound like Mayweather, he's not a James Toney to where he's going to Philly shell and attack at the same time. He's not a Lennox Lewis to where he's got a jab that'll knock your head back so hard you can't help but get clenched up when you get close to him. He's a different type fighter. And when you're not true to yourself, when the test comes, your true colors will be shown. And and like I said, I'm rambling because I feel bad for AJ, because I feel like his whole team let him down. And if I'm wrong, I will admit I was wrong. I'll be the first one. I've admitted I was wrong before. Case in point, Sean Porter, Earl Spence. I told y'all, when everybody was saying Porter won, Spence won by a point. I had it a draw. The knockdown separated. Spence won. With this, I can admit if I'm wrong, but I'm telling y'all are going to see the weakest AJ y'all have ever seen. And that 280 pounds, like I keep saying, size matters. Doesn't matter if it's muscles. Doesn't matter if it's fat. Doesn't matter if it's pure height and bones. I shouldn't say size matters. Weight matters. And I think that's what y'all are going to see. And I don't know. I think, like I said, by the 5th round, Ruiz is going to be figuring out how to cut off that ring. And from the 5th round on, AJ is going to be in dire survival mode. And I just don't know if he can survive. The only plus I could see to AJ is if he can survive, maybe Ruiz gasses because he's bigger than he's ever been. That's the only saving grace I could see for AJ. Y'all tell me what y'all think, but my prediction, I've changed it, and I've got Ruiz more than likely winning by knockout. More than likely winning by knockout. And when he knocks AJ out this time, it's not going to be AJ getting up. It's going to be AJ being down, because I'm telling you, he's going in there weaker. He doesn't know that he's weaker. It's just like I told y'all, when I only lose 4 pounds, I don't know that I'm weaker, but I got so accustomed to not being where I should be because I didn't eat my 6 meals a day, I only did 5, that I knew that I would be weaker. He doesn't know he's weaker. And the problem is, with this sport, you only get one test. And to find out that you're weaker on that night, there's no coming back from it. So I wish AJ the best. I hope he wins. I hope my first prediction stands true, that he gets the 9th round knockout. But I, being unbiased and calling things straight down the line how I see it, I do not have AJ winning anymore. I've got Andrew Ruiz by knockout. I don't know what round, because this is just going to be a cat and mouse. But I can tell y'all by the 5th round, Ruiz is seasoned enough that he's going to be on top of AJ, and it's going to just be over. AJ's too small to clinch him and control the clinch. I could see Ruiz even throwing him off of him now. Thank y'all for watching, and don't forget, tomorrow I will be going live an hour before the main event. So if you want to talk to me, we can talk then. And I will be doing my live commentary during the event, the blow by blow, so you can close your eyes and picture what's going on. Very technical, very precise with every punch, every dodge, evade, landing. Thank y'all again for watching. If you have not already, and I should not have to say this, but I got to because I got so many views, please sub and give a thumbs up at the very least. Thank y'all again.